Find an input value for a given output, Graphing Basics, Part 3. So let's look at our graph. I adjusted the window to be back to normal. You can set that by resetting the window to -10, X min, X max, X min, X max. So you should have the same ones here. And we're going to see what we can do in order to find our function values for, or our inputs for any given y's, or any given output. 5, -10, and -2.25. The first way that I'm going to show you is by using our table. Now if you look up here, you can see that we have stat plot, table set, format, calc, and table. Now if we just hit second graph, that gives us our table of values. And we could easily find that when y is 5, then x is 5. That works out great. Okay, so we can use the table. When y is 5, then x is 5. But we can scroll up. Now we see that when we try to find the value for -10, the input value for -10, you can see that it's in between one of the values. In fact, it's not even halfway in between. And so, in order to find the input value for an output of -10, we're going to have to adjust the table so that we can see some decimals in our table. So, second table set. We can see the table starts at -6. That's fine. And we want the table, the change of the values of the table, to be some decimals. So maybe put it to the 0, 1 range, and so that it'll go by 0.2, 0.25, 0.3, that sort of thing. It'll give you 2 decimal places. So let's go back to the table set. Oops, we're in the table set. Let's go back to the table. And now you can see that we have some a better idea of where our values are. So you can go ahead and scroll. Now you can see that it's taking quite a while to get down to our wanted value of -10. So go back to table set, and we can say that the table set starts at 3, for example. Now, look, we are getting into the -10 range, so let's continue scrolling down until we get as close to -10 as possible. And we have -10. y1, when y1 is -10, then x is -2.5. So, the way that we found that was second graph. That gave us table. Then we needed to go to second window using table set. Once we're in table set, we changed our table start to be -3, and we did our change of table value to be 0.01, and then we gave the range. For the next one, in order to find 2.25, we're going to use a different one. We're going to use the second trace calculate intersect. So we're going to do second trace like before, calculate, intersect. That's where it is, but we need something to intersect. So we're going to go back to y equals, and we're going to say that y2 is equal to -2.25. So we're just using that this line intersects with this line. Second calculate, intersect, and there we can see that we have our 2 lines. We can see the intersection, but it's not enough to trace it. It's going to ask us, is the first curve or the first line 2x minus 5? Yes. Is the second curve y equals -2.25? Yes, and then it'll ask to guess. they want us to guess and the closest intersection to the flashing cursor. Yes, there's our intersection. If y equals negative 2.25, then x equals 1.375. You might need to watch that one again.